Hello everyone, it's Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks very much for joining me. Today I'm doing an assembly tutorial for putting a pop-up word on top of the pop-up card that is available from the KSCRAFT Lovers store. I did do a tutorial for the pop-up card a few weeks back now, and I shall link that in the description box below. This tutorial that I'm doing today is by request for a lady by the name of Kathy. So this was the card that I showed at the end of my tutorial when I made the pop-up card. And I'm going to show you how to do that Merry Christmas pop-up, how it attaches to the back of the card there. So I'm just showing you a view on all angles there. So this card is the one that I made in the actual tutorial that I put together. So I'm going to use that and add the pop-up word to it. So I've got the words here Merry Christmas, and I've already cut those out and I've just got them to the side. And I've got the shadow of the Merry Christmas, and the shadow is what we're going to work on to make the base. So I'm just going to attach that, and I'm going to do some partial die cutting. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to set up the plates to do that. So I'm going to leave the bottom of the Merry Christmas shadow hanging out a little bit so that it doesn't cut. So whatever's below the plates there will cut, and whatever's above there will not cut. So I've put that through my die cutting machine, and you can see that it's still attached to the card, so I'm going to cut it away to remove the excess. And then I'm going to get my scoring board and put a score line along where there would have been the bottom of the word. So I'm just going to run my score tool along there, and that's going to create a fold. And that's what we'll attach to the bottom of the pop-up, that tab. We're creating a tab here. So I'm just folding it along there. And I'm going to trim it down to about 1/4 of an inch. And you can see there that I've also cut in the corners just to make it a little bit more neater. So this is our word with our tab that we're going to attach to the top of the pop-up. And I'm going to go ahead now and glue the letters Merry Christmas into their shadow. So you could do this technique with any word that had its shadow, but you would need to be mindful of any word that had the letters Y, G, P and Q, the hanging down letters, along that bottom edge, because that would be a little bit tricky. It would still be doable, but you might have to be a little bit more creative in the way you did your partial die cutting, so that you didn't chop the bottom of your letters off. So I'm just sticking that into place, and we can nearly be ready now to glue it onto the top of the pop-up. So that's my word and the shadow with the tab attached, ready to go. And I've just realised I've lost the dot of my eye, never mind. So I'm going to just eyeball it here as to how I'm going to put it on top of the pop-up. And I'm going to probably come down about 1/2 inch. If you go too far forward, what will happen when you close your card is your pop-up word will poke out the side, and you don't want that. Or poke out the top, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead here and put glue along the glue tab, and then I'm going to position it into place on top of the pop-up there. I'm not really going to measure it, I'm just about 1/2 of an inch from the back of the card there, and I'm going to press it into place. And sorry, you can't really see, but all I'm doing is pressing it into place. Now you could leave it like this if you wanted to, but to me that's a little bit too flimsy, so I'm going to make another piece and attach it to the back. And to do that, I've got another small piece of card here, which is 2 inches by 1 inch. And I'm going to score 1/4 of an inch from each side, which leaves a piece in the middle of 1/2 an inch, which is the distance between the back of the card and the pop-up word. So this piece does not have to be 2 inches by 1 inch, it could be 1 inch by 1 inch, as long as you had enough room to do the 1/4 of an inch each side with the 1/2 an inch in the middle. That 1/2 an inch distance from the back of the card to that pop-up word is a good distance in my opinion. So I'm just getting some glue, and I'm going to put glue along one of those glue tabs, and I'm going to position it into place on the back of the word. Just pressing it down. And then I'm going to put glue on the other tab. put it against the back of the card. So I'm just putting that into place, and I'm taking care to make sure that that platform that we just made is straight. You don't want it to be on an angle going up or down. It has to be straight. And once I'm happy with that positioning, I'm going to get my bone folder and run it along on the inside to make sure it's pressed into place well and that it's not going to come unstuck. So that's our pop-up word on top of our pop-up card, all done. So I'm just giving you a look all the way around so you can see how it looks. The card folds down flat and nothing is poking out the top. Folds down pretty flat, this card. And as I said, you could use any word that had a shadow and do the same technique. Opens and closes with no worries at all. So that's my tutorial finished for today. I hope you found it helpful and that you feel inspired to put a pop-up word onto your pop-up card. Don't forget to check the description box down below for the link to the KSCRAFT Lovers store as to where you can buy the pop-up card die set. And if you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would really love that too. Thanks very much for watching today. Have a great day, and until next time, it's bye for now.